We've been looking at mental illness all wrong. For decades, we've treated things like depression, anxiety, and ADHD as purely psychological issues. In Dr. Daniel Amen's book, The End of Mental Illness, Dr. Amen argues that calling these conditions mental illness is not only inaccurate, but also stigmatizing. When someone has heart disease, we don't say they have a moral failing. We look at the organ, the heart. Dr. Amen says we need to do the same for the brain. He proposes a new name: brain health issues. This simple shift in language is huge. It moves the conversation from shame and blame to biology and solutions. Your brain can be hurt, and it can be healed. Dr. Amen has built his career on this principle, using a technology called SPECT imaging. SPECT scans show blood flow and activity in the brain. Over thousands of scans, he's identified specific patterns linked to different conditions. For example, he can often see the effects of a past head injury, toxic exposure, or even an infection, all of which can manifest as symptoms we label depression or anxiety. The problem isn't in your mind, it's in the physical functioning of your brain. This is where it gets really hopeful. If the brain is a physical organ that can be damaged, it means it can also be repaired. Dr. Amen's approach isn't about a single magic pill. It's a holistic strategy he calls Bright Minds. Each letter stands for a risk factor we need to address to heal our brains. B is for blood flow. Poor circulation starves your brain of oxygen and nutrients. Simple things like regular exercise can make a massive difference. R is for retirement and aging. We need to keep our brains active and learning throughout our lives to stay sharp. I stands for inflammation, a huge culprit in many chronic diseases, including brain health issues. An anti-inflammatory diet is key. G is for genetics. But Dr. Amen is clear: your genes are not your destiny. You can turn good genes on and bad genes off with your lifestyle. H is for head trauma. Even mild concussions can have long-term effects, so protecting your head is non-negotiable. T is for toxins, from alcohol and drugs to environmental pollutants. We need to minimize our exposure. M is for mind and mental health. This is where things like chronic stress come in. We need to manage stress before it damages the brain. I is for immunity and infections, like Lyme disease, which can wreak havoc on brain function. N is for neurohormone deficiencies. Balancing hormones is crucial for a healthy brain. D is for diabesity, the combination of diabetes and obesity, which drastically increases your risk for brain problems. And finally, S is for sleep. Poor sleep is a disaster for your brain. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours a night is one of the best things you can do. By addressing these 11 Bright Minds risk factors, we can prevent and even reverse many brain health issues, creating an overall lifestyle that supports optimal brain function, empowering you to take control of your own brain health. The title, The End of Mental Illness, is a challenge to the old way of thinking and an invitation to a new paradigm, one where we see these struggles not as a life sentence, but as brain health issues that can be treated and healed. It's a message of hope, and it starts with understanding that you have more power over your brain than you've ever been told.